Good morning, you guys. Look who's here. Palamedes swallowtail, another one. And it's clearly new and spectacular. So while we're looking at this gorgeous butterfly, my supplies arrived from Amazon yesterday so I can pot up my high maintenance native plants. And of course it started raining like immediately after I got everything out of the box. It's beautiful and sunny today, and I just came out here to get started, to get my things together, and of course came upon this beauty. So we will be potting something soon. All right, I'm gonna let it be, let it enjoy these pentas. It sure does love them, doesn't it? I have all of these native plants that I've collected, and they need some attention and they need to get moved in to their homes in my butterfly garden. And some of them needed some special ingredients, and they're all here, so we're ready to go now. All right, my stuff is here. Got some sand, some succulent cactus potting mix. First plant getting potted is the one I have been looking for and magically showed up right in my neighborhood at Plant Local. I still can't get over that, you guys. This is a black bead plant, and it is native to the Florida Keys. So it has some special planting needs if it's going to survive here in my Central Florida Zone 10A garden, which means it needs to go in a pot. Also, because if it gets near freezing, this little one needs to go in. So putting it in a pot make it easy to move into my garage or my house if needed. So I've got the pot set in its place out here in my Florida native wildflower garden, and it's going to go right there in that big empty space I created. Was it last video? I'm not sure. So it needs to have soil conditions similar to what it would have in the harsh coastal environment where it is native, which is why I'm going to add all of those things, including sand, succulent cactus mix that has crushed limestone in it, and we're going to add some perlite and just a little bit of potting soil. I'm going to mix it all up, and we're going to plant that plant. So these aren't very big, so I'll probably use a whole bag in the one pot. And I got some coarse sand. I'll use a little bit of. I've got a lot of perlite. You also want a well-drained pot. This one has good drain holes at the bottom, but if I have to poke some in the side, I will. All right, that's the succulent mix. Perlite. Sand. Look who's right here gardening with me. Beautiful spice bush swallowtail. A little faded, but beautiful all the same. On the tropical sage. They love tropical sage. So this plant has a year-round bloom capability. It's evergreen, and the flowers are little pink puffballs. Now, whoop, I didn't know there were two pots in there. Now, y'all know I love a good puffball plant. round, spherical. I mean, look at me and the Orangium integrifolium and the button bush. So I'm gonna go get some perlite and just mix it in this top layer I just added. But I cannot wait. I'm so excited, and I hope I gave it conditions that it will enjoy and grow and thrive in my garden. Black bead. Pollinator swallowtail, loving the tropical sage also. Oh my goodness. Look, here's a queen up here. This is so fabulous. Okay. Here's my scientific name, and one of the many plants I need to get in the garden is done. Woohoo! Next time maintenance plant, royal catchfly. All right, let's get to it. You know how I have my book? I was keeping all of my plant information in. It was like a little journal. Well, I still have that, but I'm moving on to index cards stored alphabetically in a box, because then I can just take out what I need and file it instead of carrying that whole journal around. I really like this option. I can also, well, I could do that anywhere, add notes to it, but I could do that in a journal too. So look at this stack. These are all of the ones I've been researching. Look at them all. All these have to find homes in my garden, and they're all high maintenance. Yeah, we're not doing them all today, y'all. That would drive me crazy. I can't even imagine you want to sit through all of that. Okay, but here's who we're gonna go take care of now. 4 to 6 hours of morning sun, high airflow, flawless drainage, elevated planting in a deep pot because it has a taproot. Its primary ecosystem is sand hills, high pine sand hills. All right, flawless drainage means it's gonna like sand and perlite mixed in. It's only native in North Florida. Okay. All right, I've got my deep pot. Because it's prone to root rot, it wants 30% potting soil, 40% coarse sand. I'm not gonna be able to do 40%. I don't have enough coarse sand left, but I'll do the best I can. And 30% perlite. So basically I can divide my pot into thirds. So I'll do a third of a layer of potting soil, then perlite, and I'll top it off with the sand. I'm also going to mix in a little bit of this cactus potting mix because it does have some of the limestone in it, and this is a plant that leans more alkaline because it grows in limestone glades. Y'all, look at this. There's a lizard right there, and he's molted. He's eating his molted skin. I didn't know they did that. Caterpillars do that, but I didn't know the lizards did. And look at what is potted in. Does that look like what it wants? But somehow it made it to being happy, so that's good. And look at how much of the bottom soil I lost, so it's lower than I thought it would be because I planted it to the pot height, and a bunch of the bottom soil broke off because it wasn't compacted, fully rooted. So now I have to put some more stuff in here to raise it up. I'll be back. And we're all set. I'm gonna leave its little tag on that it came with, but it also has its little sign here. It's a double signed, because that's how special it is. So since it wants morning sunlight, look at these queens. Right now, this is getting shade, but it does get the morning sunlight. So I'm probably gonna put it in here, but I need to make sure it pops out up higher because it needs good airflow also. Okay, so I actually ended up putting it a little bit behind where we were looking. Look at this walkway, you guys. It's completely overgrown. Anyway, I put the royal catchfly right here. It will get morning light and afternoon shade. It's right in front of my ovate leaf plantain that is getting ready to flower. So look how pretty that is. And it's super tall, just like last year. It's kind of fun having a, well, actually these ones are already flowering. It's kind of fun having a second year round with it where I know what's coming, you know, like the narrow leaf sunflowers. This will be my third year with them. Oh my gosh, October, I know what's coming. Okay, so what is going on in here is a bunch of my elephant's feet are all falling over because they're so tall. And look, you can see they're falling over, but they're turning up to grow towards the sun. So I'm going to grab some stakes and stake them up. They're like all across the walkway here, among some other things. What is this? What is this? And I'm going to investigate and find out what this is, because I think it's something important, like native. It is obviously something. Okay, because it has volume, and what are the things that make matter? Has volume, and it has something that takes up space. That's volume, takes up space. It has a shape, maybe. No, because there's matter, it doesn't have a shape, like gases. All right, I'll be back, you guys. Has mass and takes up space. Matter. Look at this beauty. Perfection. There were two of them right here together, but of course, I ran to get my camera. One of them moved on. Oh, here it is. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Two spice bush swallowtails. Absolutely gorgeous. Kinda got it opened up, but it's definitely better. And my elephant's feet are all standing up now. There's another bunch of them over here. So super cool. And as for what this is, iNaturalist came up with some sort of aster or an elephant's foot. I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know in the comments. Here's what the people want to know. Well, first of all, we want you to tap the like button. Well, I do. Please do that. Second, like our house, my husband and I, like, we raised our kids here. They're all moved out, and we have rooms that just serve absolutely no purpose, where except they're going to house my plants if we get a frost. So I was thinking very easily I could live in a tiny house, because I would need a tiny house and a gorgeous yard garden, because I spend most of my time out in the garden. So here's what I want to know. Could you live in a tiny house? And if the answer is yes, post a tent emoji, even though I know we're not living in a tent. I would not want to live in a tent. And if absolutely not, you could not live in a tiny house, then post one of the house emojis. That'll be fun. I can't wait to see what y'all pick. If you're wondering, like, why did I buy plants that are so high maintenance? Well, the two that we potted today, I actually wanted and sought them out, particularly that black bead. I cannot wait to see it bloom. But sometimes you'll go to a native plant store, particularly here in Florida, and you'll see some cool native plants. And so you'll pick them up and take them home. But the thing is Florida has at least 10 plant diverse ecosystems with very, very different growing conditions. So a plant could be native to the Keys, and you're going to try and put it in your Central Florida garden in the ground, and things aren't going to go well. So even though it is native and you got it at a native plant store, it's not necessarily going to be easy to grow in the ground in your garden. So when you go shopping in Florida, check your plants, like look them up on your phone right then and there, or ask the owner, because they'll know. It's not their issue. They're trying to bring in some interesting things. I love that they do that, and then I can find some of these native plants in my location, even though they're not necessarily native to right where I am in Florida. So I'm not sassing about that. I think it's fabulous. But you also need to make sure you know what you're getting and you know how to plant it. And you're, stop it. Did you see that? Some male butterflies are very territorial, and they'll like beat each other up. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. Google plants as you shop. Make sure you have ready the soil amendments, whatever you're going to need to help them grow and thrive, because you don't want to spend money on a plant and take it home and watch it die in your garden. That's never fun. Another plant that I have and I've had in my garden is rue, and it has not been happy. My beautiful large rue plant that I've had for several years all of a sudden just up and died. And I ordered some more, but I thought, well, this time I'm just going to do a little research and just make sure I plant them in what would be their most desirable environment. And so, it appears that they would like to be in the cactus mix too, in clay pots. So we're going to pot one up, and we'll see. We'll see if it stays happy that way. And clay pots can be so expensive. So I do have a nice collection of them, and I try and reuse them. So here's one right here that's not being used, and so we're going to put some rue in it. Now, rue is a host plant to the giant swallowtail and the eastern black swallowtail butterflies, and these are eastern black swallowtail caterpillars that I am currently raising. So rue is an essential piece plant in my garden, and I need to get more growing quick and make sure it's happy. And what I found is it likes poor gritty soil, and here's me putting it in high quality organic, full of organic stuff, potting soil. So we're gonna give it some grit. And it would like a terracotta pot with gritty cactus and succulent soil mix. And so that's what it's going to get. But first we got to get this high quality soil out of this pot. So it's going to dump it. Look at that beautiful soil. This will get used for somebody else. In here I have a little bit of potting soil. I'm going to go ahead. Here's a little bit of potting soil. Rest of the succulent mix. just add a little bit more perlite too. And look at all these gorgeous common rue plants that I just unboxed recently from Joyful Butterfly. So I gotta scrounge my garden and find more clay pots. I also probably need to order more of the succulent potting soil. So I'm just gonna pick one of them to put in that pot. Look, it even says best if planted in gritty, sharply drained soil. Wear gloves when handling. Sun to part shade. Maybe somebody, me, should start reading the tags of things. I'm so not a tag reader. I'm not a direction reader. And sometimes I pay the price. But this plant is going to hopefully love this pot. I love the natural green. All right, let's get it out in the garden where it's going to get, they've done well for me with morning sun and afternoon shade. And it's in a pot, so we can move it around if we need to. My hummingbird's back there on the buddleia. Of course, it's on the back side of it. There it is. Hello, sweetness. And remember on my pipe vine, I showed you there were eggs. Well, now there are babies, lots and lots of babies. I feel like I made a small dent, but I still have a lot of little potted plants to get situated in my garden. But it'll happen. It'll come. Oh, look, there's a monarch on my giant ironweed. There's also a lot of little pollinator guys on it as well. And like the seeds are getting ready. Last year I pulled the seeds off like when they look like this and none of them germinated. So I'm gonna wait until I can see like that poof right there. That poof looks like it's ready. Like if a wind blew it, they would actively fly. So maybe I'll give it a gentle shake and then whatever seeds fall down, I'll collect because I love this plant and I want to grow more of it. Giant ironweed, fabulous Florida native plant. And look, there's a monarch in my garden room. Let me go get my little pollinator catcher thing. I'm gonna go in and get your little friend out so it can come out and enjoy flowers with you. Gorgeous monarch. So many monarchs. And y'all, I've raised some, but these monarchs are mainly from my garden. My garden is doing its job. Okay, let me go rescue that little booger. I cannot tell you how much I love this thing. And I cannot tell you how many little pollinators and flying creatures I have rescued with it. And it's so easy. All right, well, I am going to head in. This video is going up tonight. And it's like approaching 4 o'clock now. Yeah, so I better stop talking and go finish editing and uploading so you'll actually get to see it. I cannot wait to see your tent or your house emoji and anything else. Any questions you have, just say hi to me in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. You know that. But I can't say it enough. And tap the like button. Tap the like button. Okay. Bye, everyone.